Hello and welcome to the first episode of In the Scene. I'm your host, Katie, and today we're going to be talking about pop punk music and the scene within it. So today for that I brought along my friend Amanda as a guest. Say hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to get started here. So first what we're going to talk about is what is pop punk music. So Amanda, what do you define pop punk music as?
I guess it's like that music that can be very upbeat but extremely sad at the same time. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a really good description. A lot of the music in the scene, they're always talking about breaking up.
Yeah, right.
And other sad things that happen.
And just really relatable, angsty lyrics that are super relatable to our generation, specifically.
Well put. So what are some of these bands that we love in the scene? Tell me what are your preferences?
Well, I love The Wonder Years, Story So Far. Oh, The Wonder Years actually just went on their 10th anniversaries tour, and they played all their records in full. That was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite Wonder Years record?
Probably, I gotta say Suburbia, probably.
Okay, Suburbia.
Yeah, but Greatest Generation's also awesome. It's kind of hard to decide, but...
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. I love All Time Low. So
yes,
I think they're more on the pop side than the punk side.
That's true.
But definitely their roots are in pop punk. But let's talk about some of these things I found about pop punk music on the internet.
Sure.
So let's first talk about this article, this 5 greatest eras of pop punk from the 70s to today from Alternative Press. So you ready to get
all the way back to the 70s?
So let's start with this first era that they list, the foundational era.
Ooh, where it started.
Yes. So basically these are bands like the Descendants, the Buzzcocks, the Sex Pistols I would consider also in this era because they're not pop, but they're definitely punk. That's
true.
A good part of it.
Punk rock.
Yes. Punk rock mostly. That's really the start of it, because then eventually we move into the second era, which is this West Coast pop punk, which is from 94 to 97, but I would say it even started earlier in 92 because that's when Blink-182, probably one of the most, not controversial, the biggest bands in pop punk really began, and they started their first, I think it was their second album, Dude Ranch.
Yeah.
And then earlier they had the Buddha album, which I think was in either 90 or 91. But this is when Green Day was really big, and who else? NoFX, The Offspring. And even though Nirvana isn't pop punk, they're grunge, they're definitely a big influencer of this era.
Yeah, I feel like Nirvana just started a whole new era of music.
Yes, definitely. And there's
inspired a lot of these artists today. So.
Exactly. Well, All Time Low and The Story So Far named their bands after New Found Glory songs.
Oh, they started it all.
Yeah,
with
and
the
then
pop punk era.
Man Overboard, my favorite pop punk band.
Oh, your fave.
Their band name is after my favorite Blink-182 song, which moves us into our third era of the mainstream explosion, which is Blink-182's time. Also MXPX, a little bit older. Sum 41 with their hit Fat Lip, and then Good Charlotte, of course.
Can I tell you, we grew up with Good Charlotte,
with
Simple Plan, you just said Sum 41, we were kids listening to that. That's where it started.
Yes. And then the next step, we have the emo invasion.
Oh, yes.
This is Fall Out Boy, Paramore, Saves the Day.
Can I tell you, in 2007, my father brought me to see The Starting Line and Paramore.
Yes!
When I was just a youngin'. So yes, that is the emo invasion.
What a good concert. And then we have the revival era, which is what we're in now. And this is My Man Overboard, Your Wonder Years.
Yes.
And then,
I forgot Saves the Day. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. No,
that's right.
So all these newer bands.
Oh, goodness.
And it's really funny because all of these bands used to be signed to the same label, Drive Thru, which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But Fueled by Ramen still does. And what's great is there's this article on BuzzFeed which talks about how, this record company that started in a college dorm room is still here because all of their bands, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, who else was on that label? Panic at the Disco. Every pop punk band that you think is pop punk that exists today.
They started with Less Than Jake.
Yes, they're on that label.
Oh, and Jimmy Eat World.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then like look at like Paramore and Fall Out Boy, like they like just have escalated with like their progress as well. Like
Mhm.
from when we were kids listening to like From Under the Cork Tree and like Oh
Right.
I Was Falling, and now you turn on the radio today and you hear Ain't It Fun and you hear Young Volcanoes by Fall Out Boy. Like that's just
know.
how like FBR is really.
It's so
Wow, you never really take notice to this, but this article's great.
I know. And then
Yeah.
then of course we have our bands today, but what really keeps a band around is, repetition. And this is where we have, so Alternative Press did a story about the different bands that are covering these songs, and what we have is All Time Low covering Blink-182, which is they actually started as a Blink-182 cover band. So, doing a Blink-182 song as a cover is already in their repertoire, so why not release it, right?
Yeah, I want to see one of their shows when they did a Blink-182
I know,
sets, right?
I wish.
How hilarious would that be?
And then they have on this list, they have 5 Seconds of Summer, which of course is not a pop punk
Oh
band
my
at
Lord,
all,
don't even
covering
get me
Blink-182. So we're gonna slide over that one.
That is purely pop.
And then we've got like Neck Deep
You know
covering
what?
Green
Neck
Day.
Deep tries to follow in the footsteps of like the Wonder Years, and like they're getting there, but like in the UK they're so popular. They're like the freaking I don't even know of.
Well, they're
like, the real
British,
Friends of
aren't
here.
they?
Yeah.
That's why they're so popular there, because for whatever reason
Green
in
Day.
Europe and like I guess it's because they don't really tour over there much.
Yeah.
So they're super popular. But and then we have Cartel covering Newfound Glory. Gotta love Cartel.
Oh, and look at this.
And all of these you can find on Alternative Press's website, and then the article about Fueled by Raymond is on BuzzFeed. So if you want to check those out, I'll put the links in the description below. That was at Warped Tour. I saw there is one of the covers is Newfound Glory covering Basket Case at Warped Tour, and then it was actually really because I noticed because they wore those gym outfits when I saw them. But this last article we're going to talk about is 10 Ways to Defend Pop Punk. Now, I mentioned earlier Man Overboard is my favorite band of all, one of my favorite pop punk bands. And so these are some ways that, so their whole slogan is defend pop punk because, for whatever reason it's dying because I guess, because people move on
If
to
you're
like the pop music
pop punk and I'm defending pop punk, then who's flying the plane?
Yes, Amanda, who is flying that plane?
Yes, continue with your words of wisdom, Katie.
So these are ways we can help it out. So we can invest in it. And what else? So basically, spending money on our concert tickets and things like that. And then defend your fans verbally. Well, maybe. We'll see. It depends on the person. And then we've got defend them physically. I'm sorry, I don't belong in a mosh pit. And then revive it, spread it. So just, letting people who you think would like this, I think that would be good. And then defend your... Oh, we're not going to talk about that one. Let's see. Embrace your pop punk roots. So, really wear your flannels, your beanies, your square rim glasses. And don't take it too seriously. Why would anybody take it too seriously? I mean...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And then pay tribute to other pop punk bands. Don't be them, but,
Yeah, don't try to be them, but
respect your
be
roots.
influenced by them.
Yeah.
Respect them. True.
And, those are just some of the ways that you can get in there, defend pop punk and whatnot. But that's it for now. So thanks for listening, and check us out next time. So I'm Katie. This is Amanda. Peace out, everyone.
See ya.